Some breaking news coming through right now here on your Election Command Center, Ghana Tonight. These are the declaration of the Walewale NPP rerun primaries has been declared null and void, and it's of no effect. It was a primary that, in fact, an election that took place earlier today with a number of the NPP, that's the members there, duly going out to vote for their preferred candidate between Dr. Atia Kabiru Mahama and Hadia Zueratu, who is also the incumbent member of parliament there. Now, what's happening is that as a result of some interference that took place during the counting and sorting of the ballots that were cast earlier today by those who went out to vote, the Electoral Commission that's supervising this Walewale NPP primary rerun has declared that election null and void. That's the information we're coming through with you right now here on your Election Command Center. It's fresh on the plate. It's breaking right now. And my colleague William Evansinkum is there for us. He's connecting with us on Zoom right now to have an update on this. William, appreciate your time. Thank you for connecting with us here on Ghana Tonight. This is the information that you came through earlier, some few minutes ago. The Electoral Commission has declared this Walewale parliamentary primary rerun for the NPP null and void. What more do we know?
Well, absolutely. So according to the Electoral Commission, some of the cast ballots were damaged beyond recognition as to which of the candidates won those affected ballots, and for that reason they could not assign to any of them, and based on that they needed to declare the entire result null and void. Now it is up to the National Council of the ruling New Patriotic Party to take a decision, and the third national vice chairman of the party, who also happens to be the election committee chairman, Alhaji Masawood Osman, said National Council will take a decision on that. Of course, the Electoral Commission said that at this stage they have nothing to do because they were only invited by the party to conduct, supervise or see to the conduct of this particular election, and they have done their part. So the rest will have to be executed by the party, and that has also been referred to the higher party body of the ruling party, the National Council, and they will have to take a decision on this particular exercise as to whether there's going to be another rerun or they will have to make some level of compromises as far as a Walewale parliamentary candidate ticket is concerned.
I see, and William, stay with me because we have that video of the returning officer making this announcement that because some of the ballot papers were destroyed, they have no option than to declare this election null and void. Take a look.
A certain man from nowhere came in and stuck the ballot papers, destroyed most of them. The police were able to manage to arrest the person. He is right now in the police custody. Then we salvaged some of the ballot papers that have been damaged. We brought it to the police station. We called the two sides, Kabiru side, then the Ajia Raribas people. Ajia people were there. What we call Dr. Kabiru's agents, they came here. If you saw them, they were here. They told us categorically that they will not take part today nor tomorrow. But per our rules, we have to continue to do the sorting. We opened the ballot box. After the sorting, we saw that some of the ballot papers are badly damaged in such a way that you cannot determine it for candidate A, not party candidate B. We made some consultation, and that was very difficult situation. We found ourselves. As you cannot, some of the ballot papers are damaged, and for that matter, you cannot determine. You see that we have to stop there for the party to take their decision on that, whether they will ask us to continue to do another elections, that one will come from, it is NPP's election. This is an internal party decision.
Well, that's an internal party decision, and we're going to wait to see what the NPP will do after today. Because, William, this incident that happened earlier, that you make reference to, reason why the Electoral Commission returning officer, we just heard from him, indicating that they had taken a decision to declare this election null and void. It followed the same script. And what happened in January, on the 27th of January, that disputed results that saw Dr. Kabiru Mahama declared as winner with some 345 of the votes, as against Ajazuratu, who is incumbent, with some 338. That has been quashed. But if you recall, on that same day, similar incident happened. There was some interruption, and then it led to some skirmishes at the counting and sorting center. And as a result of that election results was a subject of dispute. Now the Electoral Commission doesn't want to also waste too much time, is it not? And that's why they take this position.
Well, absolutely. So the only difference is that Tamale High Court nullified the January results, and now the Electoral Commission has also nullified the September results. But it begs one question, and exactly what I asked Alhaji Masaudu Osman, because it was the same committee that supervised the January election, and I asked him a very simple question, whether they have failed the party, because they were supposed to organize a festival election without any hate. But in the election committee, rather, he will blame the police and, of course, the Electoral Commission for not protecting the ballot. And exactly what he told me is, just after that incident.
I see. Now, you spoke to a chairman of the NPP in the region, that is in the constituency, that the Walewale constituency specifically, and he did give you an indication of what might be the case going forward. I want us to take a listen to him. The chair of the election committee, whom you spoke to this evening. In fact, just about an hour ago, we got this information from the chair of the election committee in that constituency, the Walewale constituency. That's the constituency of the vice president, the flag bearer of the NPP, Dr. Bawumia, and that's why this is of keen interest to the NPP, and to the extent that these two persons, in fact, Dr. Kabiru Mahama is connected to the vice president, the flag bearer of the party. He works with Dr. Bawumia as his economic advisor in the vice president's office. Haja Zueratu is also been described as the sister of the vice president. And so the vice president has not been openly heard speaking about this matter all throughout the period till now. And in fact, William, with the violence that happened today, you are there. That didn't come to you as a surprise, is it not? Because of what happened on Saturday in front of that radio station, that violence that you recorded earlier as well. What you saw today certainly wasn't a surprise, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. Making reference to what happened on Saturday night, yes, maybe yes. But on Sunday, the vice president met the delegates and, of course, the party leadership here, and he was very clear to them that he is not supporting the candidate, even though he had actually expressed some reservation about how Dr. Kabiru handled matters, especially working in the same office and he not being in the know of his intent to contest him for the Walewale NPP ticket. It is something that stabbed in his heart, and he found his heart out when he met the party members, of course, which included the constituency executives and that of the candidate, with the exception of Dr. Kabiru, who wasn't part of that particular meeting, but some of his supporters, or most of his supporters, were there to listen to the vice president. And many thought that, well, they would listen to the vice president, and of course, we weren't going to see some level of escalation, but that did not happen today. I'm pretty sure, well, I don't know what will be running through the mind of the vice president to see some of the footages. But I wouldn't be surprised. I would be so much disappointed because we had given them a clear directive, and there was some level of assurance that they're also going to comfort themselves. But I'm pretty sure that as human as he is, he will be very, very disappointed. Nonetheless, this is a human institution, and sometimes the social scientists will tell you that human beings can be unpredictable, and exactly what we saw this evidence.
Indeed, and I see the level of security that has been beefed up in that constituency because of all we've seen throughout the day. And where you're standing, there's a police vehicle behind you with a number of the police personnel on the street. Paint to us how the security situation looks like as we speak.
Well, so it's been centralized at the moment, or let me say some level of concentration. So this is the only part of the town that you see a number of policemen, because that a few, or behind me is the police station. So behind me is the military vehicles, and then we also have a couple of police vehicles there, because there was so much concentration here because the ballot boxes were just here, and they are still here because the ballot boxes are still here. So the military men and that of the police and that of the policemen are still here protecting this particular place. But beyond this point, I mean, life is normal.
See, William, appreciate you on this one and all the updates throughout the day, every step of the way, together with the team there, Solomon, William Evans Sinkum, Christopher Marco, doing some good job there. William Evans Sinkum is our Northern Bureau Chief on the ground in the Walewale constituency. It appears that your day is not going, in fact, not going to end today, because tomorrow we're going to have to wait to hear what the NPP will decide in the coming days of whether to have a rerun of these primaries again. That's going to be the third time. And look, there's less than 3 months to this election. And with the deep cracks we've seen, based on the evidence so far, with the kind of back and forth with the supporters, the party has a lot of work to do to, as it were, mend those cracks, unite its ranks going into this election. And that seat is not a comfortable seat for the NPP. And the NDC candidate, they're quite strong, and I'm going to tell you that in a bit. But let's do a quick backtrack to what has been happening throughout the day. And William has been giving us all the reports. Earlier today, this is what happened. When a gentleman, we understand, by name Masawood, who, according to the Electoral Commission returning officer you just heard, has been arrested by the police now. We get the indication that this gentleman who stormed this sorting area, a Pentecost church, has been taken into custody. And that led to some violence earlier today.